In the year 2147, the Temporal Research Alliance operated under a single, unbreakable law: observe, but never interfere. Hidden beneath the ice of Antarctica, their facilities were as clinical and unforgiving as the landscape itself. Elias Vane was an archivist there, a historian obsessed with civilizations we'd left behind. While digging through the agency's oldest, most secure data drives, he uncovered an anomaly. It was a photograph dated April 1912, showing the departure of the RMS Titanic. In the background stood a man wearing modern silver boots. The man had Elias's exact face. This diagram illustrates the paradox Elias immediately recognized. By finding the photograph in his present, a loop was already cemented. He knew that, at some point, he was destined to steal a time drive and jump back to 1912. Finding proof of our own past actions ensures we will eventually commit them. The knowledge itself becomes a trap. Compelled by the image, Elias breached protocol. He activated a portable temporal core, tearing a hole through reality and violently arriving in a dark, steam-filled alleyway of the Edwardian era. Stepping out into the Southampton harbor, he was hit by the sheer physical weight of a world he had only ever read about. His plan to silently observe failed the moment he locked eyes with an 8-year-old girl named Clara Whitmore. She had the exact same laugh and curious expression as his younger sister. He knew she was booked on a doomed ship. He couldn't let her board. Elias triggered a localized panic by predicting a mechanical failure on the docks mere minutes before it happened. Terrified, Clara's family, along with dozens of others, refused to sail. Human empathy remains the one variable the mathematics of time travel can never account for. A single act of kindness unraveled the world. When Elias jumped forward to 2147, the Temporal Alliance was gone. In its place stood a sprawling, militarized dystopia operating under the banners of the Whitmore Dominion. This is historical inertia, or Cahal. When a timeline is forcefully diverted, the universe resists, generating immense pressure. If it becomes too great, the divergence point shatters. These microfissures are chronoscars, wounds in reality where unauthorized events are forced to exist. By surviving the Titanic, Clara Whitmore lived to build an industrial empire. Over the next century, her descendants used their amassed wealth to systematically dismantle global democracies and monopolize emerging technologies. Saving a single life mathematically scaled into the subjugation of the entire human race. Elias tried to fix it. He jumped back repeatedly, attempting to undo his warning, but every subsequent intervention only widened the existing scars. The fractured timelines spawned anomalies. Elias found himself face to face with alternate versions of himself, deranged, battle-scarred variants produced by the rotting realities he had created. These were the Time Hunters. In the darkest branches of the timeline, these variants weaponized their temporal drives, executing their rivals centuries before they were ever born, to ensure their specific reality survived. The universe lacks the capacity to process hundreds of contradictory histories at once. The physical laws of space and time started to cave in under the weight of the paradoxes. The pursuit of a flawless history is the precise mechanism that guarantees its destruction. The collapsing realities funneled every variant back to the initial jump, the Antarctic laboratory, which was now tearing itself apart as portals imploded. Dozens of Elias variants fought through the floating metallic debris, trapped in a brutal stalemate over who would control the final configuration of time. In the middle of the chaos, the oldest, most battered version of Elias dropped his weapon. Surveying the wreckage, he pointed toward the temporal core and identified the catalyst for the collapse. Humanity shattered the timeline the exact moment they learned how to rewrite it. The universe's architecture is too fragile for our fallibility. We lack the wisdom required to wield the power of Chiral. Recognizing the only way out, the original Elias overloaded the temporal core. A blinding wave of energy vaporized the machine, erasing time travel from history. The universe immediately cooled and stabilized. The year 2147 reset to a quiet, ordinary reality. There was no Dominion, no Alliance, and no chronoscars. In a silent museum exhibit, a pristine photograph shows the Titanic departing the crowded harbor. A visiting historian pauses in front of the frame. He feels a brief, unexplainable sense of déjà vu, then turns and continues his tour, leaving the image exactly as it is. History finds its strength in its permanence. True survival lies in accepting the consequences of a past we can